The East has wonderful spiritual things, and the West also have wonderful spiritual things. When people are motivated by God, they do all kinds of incredible things. Understand that. God is the infinite source. God is the prime force, When you do anything dedicated to God, you can achieve so many things. Understand that. When we try to do things out of ego, out of doership, we're very limited what we can do. But when we surrender it to God, when we do everything as an offering to God, we can do so much more. And all-powerful God is within us. You can do anything and everything. When you rely on yourself, you're using only your mind. Your mind is limited, what it can think about, what it can achieve. But when you go to the heart power, it's unlimited. So anything that you dedicate to God, you can do great things. And the greatest things in the world were mostly all dedicated to God. You see some of these temples, even in India, they're fantastic. They're all dedicated to God. You can achieve anything and everything if you dedicate it to God. So Bali Chakravarthi conquered the heavens and threw out Indra. We know that story, right?
Yes.
We told it during? Oh no, thank you. So Indra was, again, disappointed. This is another story now I'm telling. He ran to Vishnu and he said what to do, And Vishnu said, you should get the Amrita, the everlasting, eternal potion that'll make you eternal, make you live forever. That's called Amrit. Sai Baba used to produce this Amrit. Srirangapatna. There's a temple there in Srirangapatna. The Sai Baba temple. Some of you have been there, no? Yes? Raise your hand if you've been to the temple, Sai Baba temple. Usually when we go to Mysore on a tour, or we go to Coorg, we stop at the Sai Baba temple. There's a whole story about that. The original person there and Sadhguru Sai Shankar, we'll tell that another time. But out of Satya Sai Baba, okay, we'll go back. So there was a man who was a pickpocket. What's a pickpocket? He's a thief. He picks your pocket and steals your money. So Sai Baba went to Mysore one time to give a discourse. And so many people gathered in the crowd to listen to Baba's discourse. And this man also gathered. But he wasn't interested in the discourse, he was interested in the pockets. He thought the big crowd over there, everybody next to each other, it's very easy to pick a pocket. Pick a pocket. That's a nice pick a pocket, pick a pocket, pick a pocket. Say it 5 times, pick a pocket. Okay. So he did his job while Baba was giving the discourse. And at the end, so many people went up to Baba to have his blessings. This person, this pickpocket guy, he also thought, let me get the blessings of the Swami. So he goes up and Baba immediately says, I don't like your profession. The man feels exposed. How does Baba know what I do? I don't like your profession. And then Baba gave him a pitcher. This man was living in a hut, in a mud hut with a straw thing, the original hut. And Baba gave him a picture of himself, and he put it in his hut, and he started praying to Baba, because he felt Baba is all powerful. He knew who I was and all like this. And Vibhuti started coming out of this photo. This is in the 1970s, like this. And then Baba, he used to go to Puttaparthi, and Baba gave him another photo. And kumkum started coming out of the photo, a different photo. Vibhuti out of one, kumkum out of another. Huh? Like this. You see over here, Swami's photo, the kumkum and vibhuti. Down, like that. That's different. That's Shiva Shakti. Shiva Shakti is, Shiva is vibhuti, Shakti is kumkum. So Shiva Shakti, there. Okay. So then Baba gave him a locket of Shirdi Sai Baba. A small locket. He used to keep the locket, and Amrit used to flow out of that locket. People started visiting his hut, and he used to give as prasad a little bit of this Amrit and Vibhuti and Kumkum. And more people came, more and more people came. They started giving him money, not picking pockets anymore. They started giving him money out of their devotion. He built a temple to Baba, which is there now. And he started an orphanage for kids. Not like Trep, not so good of an orphanage, but okay. He took care of some kids. Then Swami gave him a locket of himself. And that also started producing Amrit. And then after some time, so many people started visiting this place from foreign countries also, because they heard about it. And then Baba gave him a small locket of Jesus, which also started producing Amrit. So he used to keep the lockets in a bowl, and so much Amrit used to come up from all of this, and he used to give a spoon Amrit to every person who would visit. How many people have had the Amrit? So you're going to be immortal. Very good. You already are immortal. That's the irony. So, I'll tell you an interesting story. This is, unfortunately, there are many people with bad minds in this world. We know that. We talked about 4 types of people, no? In human bodies. What are the 4 types?
Demon, animal, human, divine.
Very good, very good. So some people have corrupted bad minds, you know? So one time one foreigner came there, and this pickpocket, of course he's no longer a pickpocket, he used to put the locket on the palm of your hand, and you used to watch the Amrit flowing out of that locket, okay? So he used to do that. People used to get a lot of faith seeing that. So this boy, he put the locket of Jesus on his palm, and he watched it, and he put the locket in his mouth. After that, Agapa, that was his name, the pickpocket, he didn't let anybody have the locket in their hand, because this boy spoiled it for everybody. Anyway, okay. So Indra went to Vishnu and said, Vishnu, how to get back this kingdom of mine? He says, you should become immortal. You should get the Amrit. Indra said, where do we get the Amrit? He says, get it from the locket at Sri Rangapatna. No, not like that. He said, you have to get it from the ocean. The ocean. How to get it from the ocean? So he gives him an idea. You get the Mount Maru, and you put it in the ocean, and you get Vasuki. Vasuki is the snake, serpent, and you put the serpent around the mountain, and you churn it. But you can't do it alone. Just the devas. There are not enough people. You're going to have to ask the asuras, the demons also, to join you. Make a deal with them, that you'll also share the Amrit with them. Okay? So that, in the people in the village, when you want to make butter, They have a bucket, they put the milk in, right? Or curd in. And then they have a churning rod, right? And then they put the rope around it, and then they, like this. So from that, the milk gets churned and turns into butter, right? And the butter comes to the surface. So with the same idea, you get the Mount Meru as a stick, and you get Vasuki as the rope, and you have the demons on one side and the devas on the other side, and you churn. Okay. So they talked to Bali, who didn't receive them very well because of the enemies, no. But because they came without any weapons to visit Bali in heaven now, Bali sort of entertained them. And when he said you can get the Amrit, he thought, oh, this is a very good idea. So he agreed to let the demons also work with the devas to churn the ocean to get the Amrit. Yeah, nice. So, understand, without God it's very difficult to do things. So they tried to bring the mountain, both the devas and the asuras. Very heavy to bring a mountain. How many people can lift a mountain? Krishna can. Hanuman can. Of course, Hanuman is the devotee of Rama. No. Only with Rama's name he does everything. That's called dedication. That's what I'm talking about. You can do anything with dedication. They couldn't do it. So they appealed to Vishnu again. Vishnu takes Garuda. Who's Garuda? It's a vehicle of Vishnu. What kind of vehicle is it? Eagle. And he takes his vahana, and he goes and he picks up the mountain, Muru, and he places it in the ocean. Very good. And they take Vasuki, and they wrap Vasuki around the mountain, and demons on one side, devas on the other, and they start churning. And what happens? The mountain falls down. Heavy, no? What to do? The mountain is in the ocean, can't churn it like this. Again, they appeal to Vishnu. So Vishnu takes an avatar. Who's the avatar? Kurma. Kurma means? Tortoise. And as God takes the form of a tortoise, he goes underneath the ocean, because tortoise, they can go in ocean, and he lifts up the mountain, and he supports the mountain. Okay? So God is just the support of this. This is really a wonderful tale to understand how God helps everything. But without asking, he won't give. Unless Indra asked him, how to get back heaven, he would not have suggested the Amrita. Unless they appealed to Vishnu to help them move the mountain, he would not have moved the mountain. Unless they appealed to him to bring the mountain up from the water, he wouldn't have done it. So you always have to ask God. That's called dedication. Before you do anything, you should offer it to God first. And when you offer it to God, then you get the courage and the strength, because God can do anything and everything. So they appealed to him, he became Kurma avatar. He lifts up the mountain. Again, they wrap the Vasuki around it, okay? And they start churning. Well, as they turn, it turns faster and faster. You got to get it going, faster and faster. And poor Vasuki can't take it any longer, and he spits out poison. Hala. Hala hala. Hala hala. And again, they run to Vishnu. The whole creation is now threatened with this poison that's coming out. Vishnu says, well, this is a job for Shiva. Shiva's the great one. So they go to Shiva, and Shiva and Parvati are relaxing like this. And they appeal to Shiva to help them. Shiva's always ready to help the devotee. Shiva's easily pleased. Prasanna, Prasannaya Namaha. We say that in the 108 names. No. He's easily pleased. More easily pleased than Vishnu. If you want to get anything from a god, you pray to Shiva. Okay? He's very easily to please Shiva. And he's least concerned about things. You know that. Because he's a renunciate. He's renounced everything. So when they ask him to come and help them, he immediately agrees. So he goes, and what does he do? He takes the poison and he swallows it. Oh, Parvati doesn't want her husband to explode with the poison. So she grabs his neck. So he can't swallow it. Hence we get Nilakanta, blue-necked one. She was blue-necked, Nilakanta, because she didn't allow him to swallow the poison. So all of the poison is right here in Shiva's neck. Like that. Okay, now the poison is absorbed. They can go ahead, churn the ocean some more. They start churning again. And who pops out? Lakshmi. Lakshmi, the goddess. Vishnu says, I've given you so much, you can give me this one. So Lakshmi goes to Vishnu, and they're together. Like that. And they keep on churning some more. What else comes out? Cow, moo, Kamadenu. And Vishnu takes that and he gives it to Vishishta. He gives it to Vishishta. Then they keep on churning, and finally, Asparas come out. Celestial maidens. Maidens. Maidens means unwed ladies. Maiden is an unwed maiden. Asparas are celestial. Celestial means they're not in body. When the body dies from this earth plane, your soul goes up to other planes or goes down to planes. Remember, there's 14 planes, right? 6 above, 7 below, like this. So the soul goes and either enjoys, because it's done some good karma on this earth, the higher planes, it's called heaven, or it suffers from lower planes because it didn't do very good, which is called hell. Okay? Like this. I'm doing it so that Lori can understand it. Like this. And at the right time. Anyways, so some ladies, maybe men also, who knows? When you die, it's only the body. You don't. When an Atma is there, Atma is neither a male or female. It is. That's all it is. It is. Ashti. But it may take a form of a maiden in the heavens. And such forms of maidens in heavens are called asparas. Like that. There's so many Gandharas are there. You see Gabriel. Angel Gabriel. They're all called angels. In the West, we call them angels, right? We call them devas or something. Who's oh, that's outside. Okay. They keep on churning. And finally, what's his name? The god of healing. The god of Ayurveda. Yes. Devantri, huh? Where's Brenda? Huh? English class. Okay, correct. Okay. Devantri comes out, the god of healing. And he has with him a vessel. Okay. Demons' nature, you know. Demons' nature is they want to create problems. They're very selfish and self-centered. So they immediately steal the vessel. They're going to take it all themselves. Indra, again, runs to Vishnu. What to do? They've taken the vessel. And Vishnu says, don't worry. I'll get it back for you. And he takes avatar of Mohini. Mohini now. Mohini is a very beautiful lady. She's there. In the middle photo. Photo's a little faded. Doesn't do her justice. So she takes the photo. And she dances, and all of the people, all of the demons are very captivated by her. They're captured by her. Means they only want to marry her. So she dances around, and in that process of dancing around and capturing all the devas, she very sneakily grabs the vessel from them. And she convinces them that I will distribute the vessel. They're a little hesitant, but she's so charming of a lady, how she talks and walks and moves and looks. They agree like this. So while she's charming them, she's pouring out the Amrit to the devas. Like this. So the devas get this Amrit. And the asuras get nothing. Because they were selfish. They were greedy. Remember this, when you're selfish and greedy, finally you get nothing. Opposite of selfish and greedy is? And? Sacrifice. Very good. When you sacrifice, and when you're sharing, when you're giving to others, you'll get everything. Ishwari.
Uncle, it was not fair, no, Uncle, because if Asuras was not there also, they would have not get Amrita, Uncle.
I know, but Asuras showed their greediness and selfishness. They wanted to steal all the Amrit for themselves. That's a karma.
Uncle, that is...
All of the good karma is wiped out by the bad karma. No, it's not like that. There's good karma. You can never wipe out good karma with bad karma or bad karma with good karma. You have to suffer from both sides. Either you get benefit from the good karma and you get not so much benefit from the bad karma. Both things have to happen. Yeah. Don't be an asura. You're trying to give credit and give give goodness to bad guys. Okay, that's also a good quality. Jesus says there's no big deal to love those who love you. You should love those who don't love you. You know? You should love your enemy. That's what Jesus said. There's no value in loving the people who love you. You should love those who don't love you, who are your enemies. That's what Jesus said. This is the highest philosophy. Why should you love those who are your enemies? Because? Because everything is God. When you love everything, you're loving yourself. Like this. And that's what the power of love is the strongest power in the universe. The power of love can melt the hardest of hearts. That's why they say you cannot conquer a nation by violence. It won't last. Now you see Russia's trying to conquer Ukraine right now. Trying to say, Ukraine, you should be only Russian. You know, you should come under us. And Ukraine is resisting. They say, no, we don't want you. We want our own freedom. We don't want to be under a dictator like Putin, right? Vladimir Putin, who's the president of Russia. We don't want that. And even if the stronger country, which is Russia, actually, if it conquers that country, which country? Ukraine is never going to submit to that. Even though the country may be conquered, the people will always resist it because they don't want it, and they don't like to be conquered. That's the problem with violence. One country conquers another country with violence. Eventually, it's conquered again with violence. That country that conquers it is conquered by another country. It's called karma, you know. The only way to get out of that is by love. That's why I want to show you the Gandhi movie. Gandhi is using a different philosophy. He's not using the philosophy of fight the British and kill the British. Get rid of them from our country. He's using a different philosophy, a totally different philosophy that the world had never heard of. You know? He's using the philosophy of love. Love your enemy. Gandhi read the Bible. He was very much influenced by the Bible also. Read the Gita, very much influenced by Gita. He understands the gist of what Sanatana Dharma is about. Non-violence. Yes, I know many of you people like the movie. Where's Dinesh? Dinesh, we talked about that at dinner time. You didn't see that movie. So there was a lot of freedom fighters in India, you know. Some of them had the philosophy, we have to get rid of the British. The British have done injustice to us. They've murdered so many of our people. We should murder them. We should kill them also. You know, eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And finally, Gandhi says, it leaves the whole world blind and toothless. That's all. Gandhi is taking the philosophy of divinity to man. He's saying you cannot. He says a very important quote a number of times in that movie. Very important quote. Anybody know what that important quote is? Tejaswini, what? You know?
Even if you are the minority of one, truth is true.
That's also there, but I'm thinking of a different one. Anybody remember? No? Lakshmi? No? Who else? No one remembers. Always truth and love has won in the end. Satya. Yeah. He says, I don't remember the exact quote, but he says, all throughout history, if you see, only truth and love have been victorious at the end. Truth and love.